diet and exercising and still not getting the results you want? Did you know there are 7 factors that create weight loss resistance? Come on over to fit2love.tv/quiz and take the quiz and find out what factor might be sabotaging you. Today's show, 3 easy isometric exercises. So very quickly, first, what is an isometric exercise? So in past shows, I've explained how the muscles contract and they pull, they don't push. And a contraction is a shortening of the muscle and a stretch is a lengthening of the muscle. Well, an isometric contraction is a holding. So it's basically a little bit of a contraction or a lot of a contraction, but whatever the length is, you hold it there. And it's great for activating new muscle fibers that maybe haven't been used before, overloading them. It's a great thing to add to your program if you're always doing sort of motion, concentric and eccentric all the time. Isometrics are great for sort of overloading the circuitry, so to speak, and bringing in more muscle and new muscle that hasn't played the game before. Because remember, you have motor patterns that you use all the time, and so the same muscles work over and over again. And there are groups of fibers in all of your muscles that don't get a lot of work. So changing up the exercises can help get them on board, get them turned on, and get them used in these exercises. So the first exercise we're going to do is a squat. And we'll do a whole show on squats because it's very specific. Everyone's structure is different. Everyone's built differently. So therefore, no one's going to be squatting the same. But I'm going to give you some basic generalizations and you just tune it for your own body to what feels comfortable for you. So you're going to stand with your feet hip width apart. And the main thing about a squat is that you want to pretend you're sitting back on a chair. So I'm going to have you counterbalance with your arms in front of you. I want to make sure your chest is lifted, your abs are nice and tight, and you're going to just sit back. You're not pushing your knees forward. You're actually hinging off the back of your knees and your butt's going back. My arms are up, my shoulders are down, and I'm gonna hold this position for 30 to 90 seconds or more, depending on what your goals are. We'll do on a Thoughtful Thursday in the future more of the strategy of how to build a program, but for right now, we're just gonna go over the form of these exercises. So in this squat, I'm really working my quadriceps, working a little bit of my calves. If my abs are engaged, I'm getting a little bit of core, and depending on how long I have my arms up, I'm working a little of my shoulders. So this is the first isometric exercise. The next exercise we're going to do is a plank. It's going to activate a little bit of the chest, the shoulders, the triceps, your abs, and maybe even your quadriceps depending on your fitness level. If you're a beginner, you're going to want to put down a pillow and do this on your knees, but for right now I'm just going to show it to you for everybody who's intermediate or advanced. So my hands are underneath my shoulders, not wider, and I'm gonna come up on my toes, and I'm gonna make sure that my butt's in line with my head. And again, you wanna be pushing away from the floor, not sinking down. Make sure you're activating your muscles to push you away from the floor. Hold this for about 30 seconds or up to 90, depending on what your goals are. And again, this is working the chest, the triceps, the shoulders, the abs a little bit, and maybe even the quadriceps. The third and final isometric exercise is going to be for your abs. And when you contract your abs, you're also stretching out your back. So for anyone that has back injuries or they feel their back is weak, the best way to stretch your back is to do abs. Because again, we're contracting here, which means we're relaxing back here. So we're going to do a Pilates exercise called the bug. Your legs are going to be in tabletop position. You're going to contract, and we'll do a whole show about abs. You're going to make sure you contract your abs, which go from the ribs down to the pubic bone. These 2 points are going to come together and hold you up. And at this point, you can put your arms in front of you. You can bend your knees. The further away from the center you go, the harder it will be. Just make sure at all times you keep your lower back pressed into the floor. You're just going to hold this. Your abs are holding you together, and breathe. And hold it again for 30 seconds or 90, depending on what your goals are. The best way to use these isometric exercises is either at work or while you're watching television, or add them into your program that you already have for core or legs or chest. You can also use them as a warm-up to activate and turn on your muscles so they're better prepared for all the other workouts you're going to do. Did you learn something? You want to learn more right now? Come on over to fit2love.tv and check out our Movement Mondays.